Hey YouTubers, he's back. Yeah, you know what to expect. You read the title. Obviously, there's another pickup. As usual, there's another mix of different systems, a few game goodies, and finally, I've managed to finish off my PAL PS1 want list. Finally, there's still about 20 odd Japanese games I'm after. But I managed to finish off my PAL, so I've got a bag of goodies to go through, and one box as well. And this box, I'll show you now, get it over and done with. You see what that is? It is the Dead or Alive 3 arcade stick for the original Xbox made by Hilo. Now this is a Japanese exclusive arcade stick, and it's it's definitely one of the better quality ones, because with the original Xbox, it's not like Xbox 360. You can just use any USB, stick. It has to be that special original Xbox control, and this has got the memory card slot too, if you should need it. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of third-party arcade sticks. Well, I say lots. There's a few third-party arcade sticks for original Xbox, but they tend to be rather rubbish. And in the Europe, that's a bit better. Europe, which I quite like the sound of that. It could be a good country. That's my country. I'm going to name my country called Europe. In my country of Europe, no, I'm gone mad now. No, I'm not on a beer, just a Coke, unfortunately. No Bacardi in it either. So hey ho. In Europe, I don't think we've got that much choice of arcade sticks, really. I mean, there's not a shit ton of, fantastic games on the Xbox to play on the arcade stick. I mean, obviously there's the Dead or Alive games, a few beat 'em ups, a few shooters perhaps, but still, it's nice to have a decent arcade stick for the original Xbox more than anything else, really, because they're not easy to find either. This was 80 quid from a UK seller, so I think that's a good bar price. I mean, the stick's fine, and it's over there. Hang on, there's a door. Better get that. Yeah, sorry about that little interruption. That was the old our Amazon saviour. Yes, how much of us do rely on Amazon these days? Yeah. Actually, I might as well put this on now. It's another gaming-related pickup. Baseball hat. Geordie Slasher had one of these, and I was dead jealous. On his channel, I think I was probably the only person who recognised what it was, really. If you like the Telltale games and the Walking Dead series, the female protagonist, Clementine, had a baseball, it's a bit small, has a baseball cap with a D on. And as you go through a game, it gradually gets dirty and covered with more blood and stuff, really. So it's got all fake blood stains and everything else, really. So yeah. Hey. Part of the Clem gang now, I suppose. There was another one from America, which is like Kenny's hat, which is another main character in the first game before, and it's a bit of a sort of a redneck trucker baseball cap. His is. You can get that in the States, but I think most people wouldn't recognise that. They just think it was just a sad redneck looking hat if you wore it all the time. But yeah, so anyway, I'm pleased to have this. We'll talk about the Xbox arcade stick. What else did I get? Finally got the old Retro Fighters Strikers DC Gamepad. I've got that for about £40. It's a good arcade stick. It's not perfect. The analog control, it's not. I don't want to say it works, but it's not as good quality as we were used to with the old the elite consoles like the PS3 and Xbox and stuff. Not on that standard, but it's better certainly than the original Dreamcast controller, which some might say isn't that hard, really. Another accessory. Anyone recognise this? Yes, it's the Konami Hyper Blaster, and this is the PlayStation version, all boxed. I think this is about £25 mark. Got a nice gun, actually. a bit different to the G-Con guns. But as you know, with light guns, you do need to have a bit of variety of them for systems, because they're not all compatible with every single game. So yeah, Japanese box, a nice Konami light gun. Okay, got a book. Yes, I can read. It is a Guinness World Records Gamers Edition 2020. Now, I've been collecting these since they started, which must have been about, is it about 8 years ago or whenever? I don't know how long I've been doing, and you do question how much new material is in it really, and it tends to be a rehash of previous stuff. It's okay, it's not a bad read, and I got it for less than retail. Retail is £10, but I think I got it for about £7 or £8 from Amazon, so thank you, Amazon. What would we do without you? Yeah. Okay, PS1. No, that's not all my PS1 games. That's all. Before we go to the PS1, let's go more old school. Master System. Scramble Spirits. Quite a nice top-down shooter. Looks pretty good actually. For a Master System, a really good little shooter. Not too expensive. I think I got this for about a £20 mark. All complete. Yeah, quite a few people have been picking this up recently, and it's a bit of a classic shooter for a Master System, I probably would say. I think that's probably a fair assessment. Another game which I've been wanting for a while. I've been wanting Gunstar Heroes on the original Mega Drive. And ironically, to get the Classics collection, whereby you get Gunstar Heroes, but also Altered Beast, Axe Kid and Flicky, this version is actually cheaper than the Gunstar Heroes standalone edition. So you get more games. It's complete with all the different manuals too, this is. And so, yeah, I'm quite happy to have the compilation version, because obviously you get more games and it's cheaper. Saying that, weren't dirt cheap, it was still about a £30 mark, but I think for Gunstar Heroes you're looking at minimum 45 really. Another game which would normally have been probably about a tenner, but I've probably paid a little bit more than that, probably about a £15 mark these days. Again, this would have been next to nothing, 10 years ago, and that is Mega Games Volume 2, which, as we mentioned earlier, Streets of Rage and Golden Axe. And again, I got this for Golden Axe really, more than anything else, because I already had Streets of Rage on the repo cart. But to have original game, the classic Streets of Rage, which has to be, well, it is a classic. We all know that, don't we? Saying that, all three of these games are classics, you could argue. So to get them all complete with their manuals in a proper release, that's nice. Oh yeah, I think I was between 10 and 15 quid or whatever. Alright, this game I had on a repo version for a long while, and I was reluctant to pay the retail price for this. But, it was nagging at me a little bit, and because I got all the other games in the series on the original Mega Drive, so I thought, sorry, I'll get an original copy. And that is one of the best shooters on the system, Thunder Force 3. Yeah, so this is obviously a Genesis copy. I don't think it came out on the European Mega Drive. I think it's either Genesis or Japanese copy you get, really. All complete. Not, the cover's slightly faded, I'll probably say, and slightly wrinkled, but it's all complete with a manual. 50 quid, not a bad price. Some people are still, applying the COVID tax and trying to get about 80 quid for this. But yeah, that's not a bad price, I think. Bit of bullet on that. There are two more systems for the Master Mega Drive which I've ordered, which are repos, which I expect to come, which are games that would normally cost a small mortgage if you bought original copy. So I've just gone for repos on those, which I'll show in the next pickup. Okay, I've got a good little... Actually, before I get to that, I've got a couple of little accessories. Some pins, or badges as we normally say in England. So I've got a couple of nice little Dreamcast ones from Sega store, and a couple of little Saturn ones. Nice little things. Not a lot of money, I think they're about $3.50 each from the Sega store, so Yeah, not bad little goodies. Okay, yeah, shall we do a PS1? Okay. I haven't got what you may call any gems on my PS1 because I already have them pretty much. But there's a few odds and ends, Konami football games which I didn't have, which I wanted. And I was surprised at how many Konami football games there are on the PS1. I think there's probably a... Well, I just picked up another 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think I had 3 before then. So there's probably about 7 Konami games on this at PS1 at least. So we've got International Pro Evolution. International Superstar Pro Evolution. And we've got International Superstar Pro 98. And what's good about this one, it comes with a Metal Gear Solid demo disc. So this is a more sought after version of the game. In terms of prices of these PS1 games, they were between about £8 and £20 depending on the title. Which, if I bought these probably about 4 or 5 years ago, would have been half that at least. It's just, you know, a sign of the times, isn't it? PS1 collecting is getting silly in terms of prices, even for football games. Alright, International Superstar Soccer Deluxe. This game is, you know, really common on the PS2, not so common on the PS1. International Superstar Soccer. Okay, this game is, I don't know, it's like a platform game or no, not a platform game. It's like a top-down little weird game. It's about these sheep have travelled millions of miles from across the galaxy, and their mission is simple: pose as stupid creatures and study their habitat. The sheep soon forgot their mission and preferred to instead enjoy the sunshine and wallow in the lush green pastures and become lamb chops, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah, a video game called Sheep. It wasn't a lot of money. I think it was about under a tenner. And there was a couple of... I'm a big fan of the Muppets. And there was a couple of Sesame Street games on the PS1. And, you know, who doesn't like Oscar Grouch and Cookie Monster and Elmo and all the other characters, really. I mean, obviously Big Bird's a bit lame. But the other characters are okay. So, we've got Elmo's Number Journey. Again, this wasn't a lot of money. I think it was about £7 or £8 mark. And this may have been about a tenner. Sesame Street Sports. So that's probably better of the 2 games, I would probably say. But yeah. So it's just Japanese ones now. And talk of which Japanese games, I did get one Japanese game from the Time Bokken series, which is like a weird anime. So this is Time Bokken Go Go Go. I think this is about between 20 and 30. I don't know, I got this a good 4 or 5 weeks ago, so I can't quite remember. From a UK seller, all complete, but yeah. Job is with these Japanese cases, I've got a crack on the back. Getting replacement cases for Japanese games is not easy unless you buy, you know, spare Japanese games, which obviously, you know, are a bit of a premium, really. So, you know, yeah, you know, all my PAL games, I managed to got, you know, got spare cases. So all my PAL cases are, you know, they're all crack free. Crack free sounds like you on a detox program for drugs, isn't it? Now, yeah, so they're all nice and neat, really. Which is saying something with PS1 because they're a bit like Dreamcast games. They tend to break by just looking at them sometimes. But yeah. Saturn. Now, there was one Saturn game which I did not have, which I didn't really need to have because I got the games already on the PS1 and on half a dozen other combinations. But I saw it on the UK sale, I had it for 30 quid, and I thought, oh, why not? I haven't got it. And it is for Street Fighter Collection, which has about, I think it's got 3 games on it. Street Fighter 2 games, you know, 3 of them. Yeah, it's a nice little set, you know. There are a handful of Saturn games, Japanese ones, which I want to get to replace my reproduction versions. But I'll get those over time. It's not a race. Okie dokie. I've got a few Switch games. I think this is about a £20 mark from Amazon. Cadence of Hyrule. Obviously, an original Zelda game. A lot of people have got this. This is a Super Mario 3D World with Bowser's Fury, which comes with a steelbook case and sticker set if you ordered from a Nintendo store. Minecraft Dungeons Hero Edition. I've got this already on the PS4 and Xbox One, but I'm collecting all the Minecraft games for with Switch and Nintendo systems. I'm going to order this on the PS4, but I do have it. This is it Wallachia or Watchia or something? Reign of Dracula. It's a pixel, one of those pixel art games, so you know it's bound to be quite good. Limited edition. This is like a Switch version. It's like a platforming game inspired kind of by Castlevania, and obviously, you know, it works around the legend of Dracula, doesn't it? Really, but I think you play as a female protagonist in it, really. So, yeah, I think I will get the PS4 version though, and probably play that as opposed to a Switch. Okay, I've got a few PS3 goodies. W2K16. Geordie Slasher will probably say at W2K16 are probably the last decent WW game that they've made. Yeah, I will get it on the PS4 and also the Xbox 360, I think, because they're cheapest chips. But I picked up a PS3 copy as well for my PS3 collection too, because it was cheap. I had a limited edition of this, but I didn't have a standalone copy. Castlevania Lord of Shadows again, so I got that for, I don't know, £3 or £4. Okay, this game, I think I paid about 15 quid, between 15 and 20 I paid for this on eBay. It's all new and sealed. And it's a racing game called Mayhem, and it's all like in black and white art style. A bit like, what's that Wii game? Is it Mad World or something? I think it's Mad World, isn't it? You know what I mean. Where it's all black and white and the only colour you see is red for blood, I suppose. Yeah, I've not played it, but it's all new and sealed. So again, for a PS3 collection, it is you know, UK on the back, French and Spanish. So it's probably, I don't know if it came out in the States or not, but not a common game anyway. Okay. Original Xbox. Okay. I was watching Black Hawk Down on the old iPad the other day. I love that film. I think it's one of my best favourite World War II. I say World War II. Best war of movies. You know, it's definitely my favourite. You know, Ridley Scott did a good job, and half the cast are all British, even though they're all putting on American accents. I mean, not being an American, do you think the guys that those British actors did a good job with their American accents, or was it a bit like when you guys do English accents, a bit obvious that it's put on? I don't know. But I love the film all the same. I think it's really good, and I had this game on the PS2, and the sequel to it is actually on the PS2. But I thought, might as well get the original for the Xbox. It's £3 delivered. So, Delta Force, Black Hawk Down. It's got good reviews, so yeah, why not for the original Xbox? Okay, on the original Xbox, there's only about 3 light gun games, believe it or not. God knows why they only brought out 3. I had 2 already, which I'll show you, so I haven't picked these up today. These ones I already had. So House of Dead 3 light gun, and I'll put a little label on the end of all my light gun games now I have for the Xbox and PS2. And another one is Science Scope Complete, which is a bit more harder game to come across these days. It's got a little label on there, light gun. When this was bought, someone paid £63 for this. It would have come with a gun at a time, and I do have the gun somewhere. But another light gun game, I think it's not solely light gun, but it has light gun elements on both the PS2 and Xbox. is Starsky and Hutch, guys, which most people probably wouldn't know. So if you like your light gun games, do look up Starsky and Hutch for both the PS2 and the Xbox. Did it come out on the GameCube? I don't think it did. Okay, got a Mac game. How often do you get Mac games? Not that there's many Mac games out there, but I do have a few good classics, and this is one I got for about £25 mark. It's built with a Halo engine on, which I did not know, and that is Stubbs the Zombie Rebel Without a Pulse. Now I do have that on the Xbox, and that goes for a really lot of money these days. It's a good game. Not bad. It's not the best game in the world, but it's well worth playing. You know, it's really good. A lot of chuckles, really. But I know on the Mac version, so yeah. Okay. PS2. Nothing special. SWAT Global Strike Team. That's about £2 or £3. I'd already had this, but I mislaid it in the sense when I was sorting out the PS2 games, it sort of fell down the side on the other side by my window in the conservatory. Impossible to get without spending about 2 hours moving stuff, so I just thought, F it, I'll just get another copy because it's only about £2 or £3 game, so that's what I've done. So I've sacrificed that game, so it's in the window now, which will get bleached by the sun. But yeah, I've got another copy anyway for a collection. Outlaw Volleyball. Again, another £2 or £3. Okay, and I've got some more light gun games. Now I had 3 of these already, but they were ones that came with the G-Con 2. So I wanted to get standalone copies as well. So I've got Time Crisis 2, and again I put the light gun on the end so that I can easily identify them when I'm looking for them when they're in with the other PS2 games. Time Crisis 3, again little light gun label on the end, which I've done. And Vampire Knight, again I had this with the G-Con 2. And one that isn't so common to come across, not super expensive. I think I paid about £12 for this. It actually came from Europe, but it has got English on the box. And it is Chocoto Funfair. They did a few games for a Wii. Not that you would bother collecting it for a Wii, but again, I thought I'd get a full set of light gun games for PS2. So I'm not, and that's not the full set there, which I've just shown you, but that's the ones I didn't have for standalone releases. Okay. Before we finish off on the PS4, which I tend to do, a few Xbox 360 games. Alright, imports from the States. These games are playable on both the original Xbox and 360. I got them as a set of 3. I think they were about £8 plus another £4 postage, so they're about £12 mark, or maybe £15 mark, including postage to my UK address. Complete with manuals. They're not rare games, but they never came out outside of the States, I don't think. So they are the Burger King trilogy of games. I assume you got one free with you know, a meal or something. I don't know how it worked, but not bad. Not bad. I must admit, you know, to get a free game. So they had Pocket Bike Racer, Sneak King, which obviously sounds like a stealthy game, and Big Bumpin'. So I don't think they're terrible games by any standards, but there's something that's a little bit different, really. So I thought I'd get those for my 360 collection because they're a bit unique, and it's really collectible. They're not valuable, but different. Okay, guys, getting there. Time for a drink, I think. Oh. Cool. Right. PS4. Okay, I thought I ordered a European copy of this, but an American copy came. and doing a bit more research, I think European copies of this game either do not exist or extremely rare. And the price I paid for was cheaper than American copies anyway, so I didn't pay over the top for it. But it's the Atari Flashback Volume 3. Now obviously this is an American game. In the States you think, oh, there's something special about that. We can see that all the time, they're quite cheap. Yeah, you probably do, but over here, Volume 1 and 2 got released in decent numbers, but Volume 3 is very hard to come by. And I really don't know if we got a European copy or not, but American copy, you know, for this game I don't care too much really. But it'd be interesting if there is a European copy of this. Not that it makes any difference because it's all in English anyway. And not a great selection of games, I would say. Okay. Alright, Life is Strange 2, which ironically and misleadingly is the third game in the series. It contains some DLC which comes on the disc, but also some DLC that comes like on another chapter or something as a download code. And so if you want to get a complete experience of this game, guys, look out for a new copy. Avoid a used copy unless it's dirt cheap, because the DLC that you need to buy for this for chapters, I think it's about £6 on the PlayStation Network. So calculate that in your calculation. If you see this for, well, I got this for about £17. So if you see this for under a tenner used, then that's fair enough. But if it's more than a tenner, don't bother. Just get a new copy. Okay. Another game I got off Amazon. You've got to be so careful these days on Amazon, because you see a game, it looks cheap, you order it, and then it comes and it's German. And you go back to a listing, and somewhere hidden away in the description it says German. It doesn't jump out, you really have to look for it. And so when you order PS4 games, I would say, or probably all games now on Amazon, just double check it, you are getting a European copy and not a German copy. I mean, this was about £3 or £4 cheaper than. They also had the UK version that's listed elsewhere. It's about £3 or £4 cheaper, but still, I mean, the disc plays in English. English is its default language on it anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. But I've got Bounty Battle for PS4, which has lots of different characters from lots of indie type games. So it's got the guy from Guacamole and stuff, and lots of other small characters, you know. So I think it smells, plays like a, I don't know, a Smash Brothers type game a little bit, I think. Got this from Amazon. Amazon Argos, cheap, reduced to £15, which is not a bad price. Neo 2, which obviously it's very much like a Dark Souls games, hard as balls, lots of grinding. I got it for a collection. I played the first one, and being a wimp I am, I'm not into grinding, and so, you know, yeah. I think Dark Souls games, unless you're into grinding and trying hard and hard and hard and hard, you're not going to enjoy those games, because they're not for the casual player who just wants a game that they can get in and get through with a little bit of challenge. But no, challenges are capital letters and bright neon lights with these games, aren't they? Really, it is for people who like shit hard games. So yeah, I just got it for a collection. I don't think I'll get around to playing it. Alright, I notice a lot of Pro Evolution Soccer games are extremely expensive when you get to the last years of release of a console. So bearing that in mind, I thought I'll get some of the PES games for the PS4, you know, more recent years, before they start going up in stupid prices. So that's what I've done. So I got these two for under a tenner each. So new and still PES 2018. And PES 2019. I think there probably is a PES 20 and 21, and probably will be a PES 22 on the PS4. But you know, when I've noticed when I'm collecting for my PS2 and PS3, when you're trying to get those other games, those are ones that the prices are creeping up to silly prices. You know, some people wanting about 40 quid for a last PES game on the PS3 or whatever. It's just, it's a bit silly really, isn't it? But I guess it's supply and demand. If they don't sell too many, well, saying that, I bet they're not rare. It's just that people, you know, think, oh, it's the last game on the system, we can ask for a lot more, and half the time people pay it. Okay, an unusual game. Some people have got this in their collection. I think this is a game that will be a kind of hidden gem. It's one of these interactive novel games, I suppose. But instead of being all animation, it is actually based on filmed acting, I suppose, in shots. And so you play as one of 5 live protagonists within the Shibuya district of Japan, or Tokyo, and it all takes place in the same day. And you know, you get involved with lots of, I don't know, story bits that vary from cat fights to bioterrorism. So yeah, but it's supposed to, a lot of people are saying this is really quite a good game, and to get a new copy, you're looking, it's quite expensive on Amazon. This is, so I got a used copy of eBay for 18 quid, so I think that's not a bad price really for this title, because I reckon it will be, yeah, I think this is one that collectors will be seeking out at some point. Okay, last 4 games. We have Limited Run, Metal Slug Double XX, which I think was all, was that on is this one of the PS2 games or something? I can't remember now, or PSP game, I don't know. But yeah. Also I got used for about £15 mark. Galgun 2. Yeah, this is a you know, quite a sensitive game. It looks at the views of women and treats them with utter respect. No sexual object imagery at all. Yeah, I'm bullshitting, aren't I? Really, it's a dirty, pervy game. Yeah, Galgun 2. It's it is what it is. It's a bit of tongue-in-cheek fun. Yeah, I think this is a game that I'll be embarrassed to play probably. But because I like shooters, you've got to have those, haven't you? I mean, there's a series of shooters, isn't there? In well, I guess you could accuse them of being hypocritical, I suppose. But they are, like on the Saturn. There's a series of sort of shooting games which are based on like naked men in wrestling form type thing, which is for the for some section of society that like that sort of thing, I suppose. Yeah, I'm not going to collect those. It's not definitely, you could call them, and I guess I'm a bit of a hypocrite for saying that really. But yeah, yeah, I've got Calgon too. Alright, okay. I've got this on the PS Vita, and I've been wanting to get this on the PS4 for a while. It came out probably a couple of years ago. You can get it from East Asia Soft, you know, PlayAsia. I put it off eBay, it was a bit cheaper. I think I paid about the £40 mark or something for this, all new and sealed. And that is Soldner Final Prototype X2 Definitive Edition. So yeah. Obviously comes for free goodies, not obviously played it yet. I have played the PS Vita version, so I will get around to it eventually. Okay, another game which I pre-ordered a long time ago. And I'm trying to think who made this. First Press Games. It is Rival Mega Gun, which comes with a limited edition coin in a nice little book-like slipcase. I think you can still get this, guys, from First Press Games, guys, and it is fun. It is a bloody good shooting game. As the name suggests, you sort of, in a way, you're playing against another player while shooting, and so you can do damage to them while shooting other things too. And it's quite forgiving. of mistakes, and you know, once you learn the patterns of how to defeat bosses and stuff, you know, you can complete it. I did on easy mode because I'm a wimp, and I got through it. It took a few attempts to get there, but I did get there in the end, and I had a great deal of satisfaction doing that. So yeah, this Rival Mega Gun, guys, I highly recommend that. That is my game of the month. Yeah, I'm going to start doing that. Game of the month. This is the one I recommend for, you know, for anyone who likes their top-down, almost bullet hell type shooting games with a twist. Do get this, guys. It is good fun. It's not too expensive. Get it while you can. Okay, that's it. That's all my goodies for this past 4 or 5 weeks. Hope you're all keeping well wherever you are. Stay sane, stay safe, and until next time, take care. Bye-bye.